Hey, what's up, guys? I missed my flight, so I'm in the airport in Lisbon, and I thought I'd come to you and bring you a quick update on the FTX situation. It's bringing down the markets. It would probably have been a good day on the markets if you look at the macro markets, but this whole feud between SBF and CZ Binance has become huge. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the markets. We're going to go through the tokens that could be affected. We're going to look at exactly where we're at, and it's not looking too good. We're going to look at exactly where we're at and then decide what the best course of action is right now. A, if you're on FTX, B, if you're holding FTX, if you're holding Solana, if you're holding all the other tokens. So, unscheduled stream. Let's do this, guys. Let's do it.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and they got go on. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Alrighty. Wakey, rise and shine. Let's do this. As you can see an unscheduled stream here at Lisbon Airport. You can see Miles sitting over there with our researchers. But we've got to talk about what's going on the markets right now, with everything that's going on. So listen, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a short stream. Then if you're a subscriber and you have hit the bell notifications already, do me a favor. Smash the like button, share this content because this is an unscheduled stream. And as you can see, we're doing everything to bring you crypto love and crypto wisdom in a time like this where we need to talk about it. So let's talk about what's actually going on at the moment. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what the markets are doing right now. The markets are pretty much red. Everything took a hit. How did it happen? Well, what happened was Bitcoin was trading at around $20,000. And then that magic wall, that wall that FTX was supporting at around $22 yesterday, or depends where you are, broke down. And that, remember, we said that the big danger of that wall breaking down is that Alameda research, what we think, we don't have any proof of this, but what we think is that FTX was giving FTT tokens to Alameda research, and Alameda research was leveraging the FTT tokens into other investments. And what we think is that because Caroline came out, Caroline being the CEO of Alameda Research, we think that because she came out a few days ago and said that she was willing to buy CZ stake at $22, we think that that was a magic level, the level at which all these liquidations were going to happen. So here is the original tweet. It's this tweet over here. And that's the tweet that says, CZ Binance, if you're looking to minimize your impact on the market, Alameda will happily buy it from you at $22. It looks, though, like CZ is not looking for an over-the-counter transaction. And in fact, when he was quizzed by DB Tier 10, or a guy called DB, he said that, you can see what he said. He said, I didn't say that. It was a question, not a commitment. He doesn't feel that FTX have got $580 million worth of BNB to actually buy the Alameda stake. And what it looks like is that CZ wants to stay in the market and deliver the knockout blow to SBF. And we're going to talk about what this knockout blow is in a second. We'll talk about that. So let's look at where we're at. FTT has broken that big $22 wall. There seems to be a huge bidder somewhere around $14. I saw this earlier. Let me try and find that one for you. But if you give me a second, I'll try and find. There's a huge bidder somewhere. Hold on a second. Let me just quickly get it for you guys. Here we go. So if you can see the screen now, you can see this huge 10 million order at $14, which means that this is obviously another critical support level. We don't know exactly why, but that seems to be another critical support level for FTT. let's look at some other things that are going on. So the FTT token now trading at $14.87. The next one to watch is Solana, because FTX own about $1 billion worth of Solana. And if you look at Solana's total market cap, so if we look at Solana's total market cap right now, and we know that FTT own about $1 billion worth of Solana. At today's valuations, that's about 10% of all the Solana out there, which is a big, quite a big number. So Solana is the other token that you're watching. So if you're watching the tokens, you're watching the FTT token. Obviously, that's bringing down the Bitcoin price, but you're also watching Solana, because if this is true and if there is a squeeze, it could mean that FTX is forced to sell their stake that they have in Solana on the open market. I take it that they don't want to be selling any tokens at the moment, but if this is a short squeeze in Alameda, and remember, that's just the one side of it, is the short squeeze in Alameda. If there is a short squeeze in Alameda, we've got to watch out for those tokens. And you can see that some of those tokens are moving. So the first one that you saw was moving was Solana, now trading at 27.61. And you can see that that came down. Let's take that into the hourly chart just so you can see the movement when that all started happening. The other one that's also moving is Magic Internet Money, MIM. Now, SBF is rumored to own a whole lot of MIM, Magic Internet Money. Now, I don't know how true that is, but you can see that Magic Internet Money was trading at about 95 cents in the dollar and kind of lost its peg. So that's the other one that's going on. Now, remember, there are two sides to this coin. The first side to the coin is Alameda Research, which is the parent company of FTX. We think where Sam Bankman-Fried holds his shares in FTX. It's Sam Bankman-Fried's OTC company. It's his trading company. Now, they are, what it looks like is that they are trying to defend their solvency. On the other side of this, you have FTX. And FTX is also experiencing a bank run. Now, the two are actually very, very, very exclusive. And I tweeted about this earlier. I said, on the one hand, you got Alameda Research, which may actually be insolvent. We don't know. It may actually be insolvent because of their leverage. But on the other hand, you have the FTX Exchange. And what we know about the FTX Exchange is that it's a highly profitable, high volume exchange, which actually makes a lot of money. But if SBF's shares in FTX are held in Alameda Research, and Alameda Research goes insolvent, then it could mean that SBF will lose access to his stake in FTX. So we've got to see how this plays out. The scary thing is that this reminds me very much of Do Kwon and very much of Alex Mashinsky and Celsius. And the reasons are because when the shit hit the fan with Do Kwon and when the shit hit the fan with Alex Mashinsky, at one point, they were out there and they were communicating. And in some cases, they were actually even being a little bit arrogant and making fun of the situation. And then they disappeared. I don't know if you remember that, but you probably remember that right through the whole thing, we had Do Kwon tweeting, "Steady lads, deploying more capital," and the same thing with Alex Mashinsky, similar behavior. Where are we now? Well, as I tweeted earlier, I said, Do Kwon went silent. Alex Mashinsky went silent. And if we look at SBF's Twitter account, you can see that there's been no retweets or anything in the last 24 hours. So he's gone silent. Now, usually when people have gone silent, what it means is that they're probably consulting with their lawyers. And their lawyers say, look, just to be safe, because we don't know what's going to happen, what you need to do now is not say anything, not be in the public light, because this could be much worse than you thought. And if it is much worse than you thought, then the last thing that you want to do is be saying things legally. Now, up until yesterday, that wasn't the case. If you look at FTX's account yesterday, they were actually making fun of the situation, checking mails and threads to see what we're tagged in today. They posted this dog without a leash, or a dog that took its leash off. They were having fun. They were having a lot of fun yesterday, showing off their new offices and stuff like that. And today, we have absolutely nothing from them. Not in their tweets, and not in their tweets and replies. We have zero word from FTX. And this is amongst a whole lot of rumors. First of all, there were rumors that withdrawals had been delayed or stopped. That was published by The Block. After that was published by The Block, it seems that the withdrawals were again were started again. So I'll show you that. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but for those of you who haven't been on Twitter all day, so there was an article by The Block that said that FTX appeared to have stopped withdrawals, and that was according to the on-chain data. And a couple of minutes later, it said as The Block started publishing the story, withdrawals actually started ramping again. And as far as I know now, barring a few concerns that we can't confirm right now, if withdrawals are still being experienced. But regardless of the withdrawals that are still being processed, this is a bank run in crypto of unprecedented proportions. We haven't seen this before. I want to show you a couple of things that I see. The first one is this one over here. So you can see giant whales withdrawing. A whale withdrew $129.8 million and another $115 million from the FTX in the past couple of hours. You can see that nearly $1 billion in capital has fled FTX in the last week. And if you break this down into a story of two charts, you've got the Bitcoin balance on FTX, which you can see over here, which actually went negative at one point, believe it or not. And then if you go to the other side of it, what you can see is that the biggest winner in all of this is actually Binance. If you look at the Bitcoin balance on Binance, you can see right now that the Bitcoin balance on Binance is almost at an all-time high, or very, very, very close to an all-time high. So that's, if you were to break this story down into a tale of two charts, it's a huge bank run on FTX. And the biggest winner out of all of this, of course, is CZ Binance. Now, you got to ask yourself the question about what actually happened and whether this is a coordinated and well thought through attack by CZ. Did CZ actually know what was going on at FTX and decide that this is a great opportunity to deliver a knockout punch to a competitor? Because CZ was apparently unhappy with SBF for lobbying behind a competitor's back. We saw those tweets going on the other day. You got to ask yourself a question. Is this a coordinated attack by CZ on FTX because of this opportunity to remove a competitor? I don't think so. I mean, I know CZ, and CZ's a great guy, but I don't think he would have done something like that. The other thing is maybe this whole thing just blew out of proportion. And maybe when CZ tweeted the first tweet, the tweet that said, you know, we want to exit our FTX position and we're going to do it slowly over the market, maybe he didn't know just what the implications of that tweet were going to be. And now we're in a position where the entire crypto market is suffering because of where we're at. Let's look at some more implications of what's happening on chain. So the first thing is what we're seeing money being drawn out of a whole lot of other exchanges. We're seeing huge withdrawals of Coinbase, people drawing huge numbers of Coinbase. We're also seeing someone selling a whole lot of BNB. Could this be SBF? Could this be related to Alameda? We don't know yet, but we do know that 3 dormant addresses have woken up and started selling about $100 million or $90 million worth of BNB at the moment. Now, what we do know is that this is an unprecedented bank run in terms of crypto proportions, and that this is the ultimate test that SBF will face. And we think that FTX is an amazing exchange and that it should continue to thrive. We don't know what's going to happen with Alameda, as I said, because the holding company Alameda may be insolvent. We don't know yet. We don't have any clarity. All we know right now is that SBF is silent. We know that that FTX has gone silent. They've completely changed their tone, and they've gone completely silent. And we don't know anything beyond that. We don't know. We haven't heard any official word from FTX. And as I said, it does give you. Okay, so apparently SBF just tweeted. Let's quickly go and just check SBF's tweets. There's obviously a war room going on at FTX. Let's quickly go to. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share the tweet with you guys. We're reading this tweet together for the first time. So, hey, I have a few announcements to make. Things have come full circle, and FTX first and last investors are the same. We have an agreement on a strategic transaction with Binance. Wow, okay, this is huge. This is huge. It looks like CZ may have attacked FTX to actually bail them out. Wow, okay, this is breaking news. This is huge. Our teams are working on clearing out the withdrawal backlog. This will clear out liquidity crunches. All assets will be covered one-to-one. This is one of the main reasons we've asked Binance to come in. It may take a bit of time. Now, let's look at the FTX token. The FTX token just rallied. Probably a good sign. Probably Bitcoin should go up. Bitcoin's going up. Probably Solana should go up. So if you're in Solana, bang, Solana back up to 29.32. This is huge news. Let's unpack the news together. But the most important thing is the customers are protected. A huge thank you to CZ Binance and all our supporters. This is a user-centric development that benefits the entire crypto industry. CZ has done and will continue to do an incredible job building out the global crypto ecosystem and creating economic freedom. I know there have been rumors in the media of a conflict between the two exchanges. However, Binance has shown time and time again that they are committed to a more decentralized global economy. We're working to improving relations with regulators. We are in the best hands. Note that FTX US and Binance US, two separate companies, are not affected by this at all. All right, so now we're getting a whole lot more clarity. What is this actually about? It looks like CZ did a coordinated genius move by attacking FTX when he knew they were weak, only to come in and to do a deal in the back end to maybe take ownership of FTX and actually force them to be bailed out. And we don't have much context other than that. But what we do know is that this is good for crypto. You've got the FTT token back up at 1757. You have Solana back up almost at $30 because now the market is starting to think that FTX's position in Solana, or Alameda Research's position in Solana, is not going to do it. And this is a Chad move by CZ. You know, you got to look at this and you got to say to yourself, what CZ did here was genius, absolute genius, absolute genius. Yes, there were casualties, but he played an unbelievable card. He held, and I tweeted this. In fact, I want to go back to my tweet. I want to go back to my tweet of a few days ago because I think it's worth going back into it and actually talking a little bit about this tweet. I had a hunch that this was what was going on, but not to this extent, Here we go. I'm calling up that tweet for you guys. A lot of you who follow me would have seen this tweet. And I said, I think that CZ Binance played his hand very smart here. He sold his stake in FTX over a year ago and held the tokens he received until the perfect opportunity arose. And when there was the leak of the Alameda balance sheet last week, and it showed that Alameda was solvent, but unfortunately their solvency was in illiquid tokens that they couldn't sell. He decided to attack them. And how did he attack them? He told the market, he made an announcement to the market to say, we're selling the tokens on the open market. Now, why would you do that? Why would you make an announcement to sell tokens? Because think about it. If you have tokens that you want to sell, why go to the market and tell the market that you're going to sell? Because that will automatically bring the price down. Unless you wanted the price to come down because you knew there would be a short squeeze. And if there was going to be a short squeeze, you knew that you were the only party in the whole market that could actually bail out FTX. And I was actually going to tweet that this morning, and I didn't get around to doing it because I was at the airport. But it seems like that's what's going on at the moment. It seems like it was a coordinated attack by CZ on FTX. He did it. And now it looks like they've come to some kind of mutual agreement. We read out the agreement together, which is on SBF's Twitter handle at the moment, which you can go and have a look at. And you got to think about why SBF was actually being quiet all day and why FTX, because they were probably negotiating with CZ, knowing that right now he was the only key to get them out of this, Wow, I can't believe the revelations that are going on right here while I'm at the airport in Lisbon. As you can see, I've got the whole team, Miles over there, working over there, the research team. And we've got Miles. Crazy revelations, bro.
This is so crazy. Like, I can't believe it. Literally saw it live. Like, man, I did not expect this at all. We knew CZ had something in his pocket, but he finally pulled out his cards here.
Wow, absolutely crazy what's going on here. Absolutely crazy what's going on here. Wow. Alrighty.
Just insane.
Cool. So that's what we know right now. I mean, you guys have heard it live. You're following this live. Let's quickly look at what's happening to the markets while this is all happening. Bitcoin above 20,000 again, which is great. And I'll tell you why. Because barring what happened today, it should have been a very good day for Bitcoin. You have the Dixie, which because of the midterm elections has come down to 109.6, which is, you can see it's clearly broken through this trend line over here. Clearly broken through the trend line. No doubt about that. And you've got the NASDAQ up another 1.13%. So I'm just trying to get, let me just try and get some internet here. There we go. You got the NASDAQ up There we go, up another 1.14% today.
Ran.
So it would have been.
CZ just
Wow.
tweeted. He said this afternoon FTX asked for our help. There's a significant liquidity crunch to protect users. We signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX.com and help cover the liquidity crunch. So we forced their hand. It's absolutely insane.
Wow. What we're only witnessing now, I can't believe this. Guys, smash the like button. Let everybody know. I mean, I can't believe it. We've brought you the stream and it's insane. Wow, let's quickly just read that again. CZ tweets this afternoon, FTX asked for our help. There is a significant liquidity crunch to protect users. We signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX and help them cover the liquidity crunch. I said this earlier. I said earlier that Sam Bankman-Fried will lose control of FTX today. I said this earlier. Let's quickly go to my tweet earlier where I did say that. I said, I think that this is where where Sam Bankman-Fried loses his stake.
We were at dinner last night and you said the exact same thing. You said there was like 3 options for this to play out. This was one of the options. Honestly, I didn't think this would come to a head today, but yeah, it ended up playing out exactly like you said.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, look at this. I tweeted this earlier today. Here is the tweet. In fact, no, here is the tweet. I said, this could result in SBF losing FTX. What I didn't think is that this would happen in 24 hours, in less than 24 hours. It happened what we're watching, what we're witnessing now is absolutely unprecedented and unbelievable. It's a stroke of genius from CZ. Unbelievable what CZ has done.
Hold on, I've got a question for you. Do you think this adds an additional layer of systemic risk to the industry now that 2 big players, 2 big whales are now merging into one, and essentially Binance now becomes the major controlling force over crypto? Is this actually good for crypto? That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
Look, I don't think that any centralization or too many big players is a good thing for crypto. I don't think that that's good for anybody, but I would say that I'm happy that it's in the hands of CZ as opposed to anyone else, because we could have had Wall Street bail out SBF and FTX, and I would rather have CZ than have Wall Street involved. But that said, too much power. You've now got CZ just consolidating again. One thing we haven't looked at yet, and probably worth looking at, is BNB, because this has to do something to the BNB price. Let's look at the.
And funnily enough,
oh my goodness! Look at this! Look at this candle! Look at this candle, Miles! Look at this candle, bro! Look at this candle over here! Look at that! Look at that!
Wow! What is it? 361.
361. CZ consolidates power, and I mean at 361, I still think this is great value because you've now got FTX and Binance actually in the hands of one player.
I've been bullish on BNB for quite some time. I mean, we've been talking about it for, I think when it was like 200 to 250, we said we thought this would be a pretty good buy.
We were speaking about it today.
Yeah, even this morning.
Crazy. We spoke about it today and we said how we think that BNB is the value here. This is crazy. So if you've just joined us, this is what's happening. We all know about the bank run that was happening on FTX. And Miles, I'm going to bring you back in a sec. There was the bank run that was happening on FTX, a huge bank run that was happening on FTX. And obviously FTX couldn't keep up with what's going on. And now both SBF and CZ have come out with an announcement to tell us all that Binance is going to be taking over 100% on FTX. Now, if you read between the lines, what does that mean? It means that Alameda Research and FTX were insolvent. They were not liquid. They could not honor their obligations. And so they had to run to someone to rescue them. And who else to rescue them but CZ? Because he understands the industry and he was one of the original investors or one of the big investors in FTX. Now, a year ago, FTX, BNB, Binance, sold their stake in FTX. That's what they did. They sold their stake in FTX and they held the tokens. And what it looks like is that CZ, in a stroke of genius, you got to take your head off the guy. In a stroke of genius, he played the ultimate strategy by, after the Alameda Research balance sheet was leaked, and CZ realized that maybe, let's quickly just go to the day that the Alameda Research balance sheet was leaked. It's on Dylan Leclerc's. Wow, this is crazy. I mean, I couldn't imagine going live to this.
Do you think he's been planning this for quite some time? Do you think this has been brewing in the background? He was just waiting for the opportune moment to make a move?
What I think happened was that he was sitting with someone, and someone said, "Look, got some news for you. Look at this. The balance sheet of FTX of Alameda doesn't actually look so good." And then CZ thought, "Hold on a second. This is an opportunity to attack." And I think he attacked.
Yep.
He attacked at the right time. Now, look, this is probably good because what probably happened is they bought all the shares from Alameda. That's it. I mean, Dylan Leclerc's post is somewhere here. I'm trying to find it for us. Anyway, but Dylan Leclerc...
I also wonder how this affects some of these other altcoins. So obviously we knew they were major holders of Ethereum, Serum, Matic, Link, Aave. How are these tokens responding? Do you have the charts?
Because well, I'm sure they're all the same. I mean, if I look at, let's quickly just look at what's going on here. So look at Solana, up above $30. Unfortunately, my position got liquidated in the trading competition, which was a disaster. But I'm glad that everyone's safe and healthy. You got Bitcoin back up.
We were walking in the rain last night, and you were walking along the street with your phone, and you were topping up margin. You're like, no, I'm not going to get liquidated. But I guess it ended up wicking down this morning.
Yeah, BNB 368. I think one to also look at is Render, because remember that that FTX or Alameda Research also held a big position in Render. Okay, no real movement in Render yet. Maybe that's an opportunity. I don't want to say it's a buy or sell because I don't have the real numbers. So that's the story. One interesting thing that we're going to think about now is what happens to Voyager, because remember that SBF signed an agreement to bail out all the people from Voyager. So you got to ask yourself the question: what's going to happen to Voyager now? That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. I don't know if we've lost Miles or whether I'm off the stream. Let me know if I am online. Okay, great. I am online. It was Miles that we lost. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let's talk about it a little bit. If you guys are live, let's talk about it. Let's any questions? Let's maybe. I mean, this is a breaking story, so Miles is back.
We're streaming in the airport right now. It's not the best connection, but this is dedication to the community.
Crypto love and crypto wisdom, unbelievable. All right, let's quickly look at that. Bitcoin above 20,000. BNB 368. Render 73. The Nasdaq 11,125. Solana back over $30. $30.55. Great. I'm just happy that Solana is back over $30 for all the Solana holders. Yeah.
Sam, it's funny. It usually doesn't drop below 30. So having it hovering in the 27 region, that was scary times. It's funny because it happened on the last day of the conference. Everyone was partying and Solana was dumping at the exact same time. Crazy times. I'm just checking our research group if there's any news here. I've got a theory here as well. I think this has also highlighted the issues with centralized exchanges. And I wonder if a potential increase in the lack of trust here does positively affect the perpetual depth narrative that we've been talking about for tokens like GMX and GNS. Obviously, today their volume did spike off the back of increased liquidations. I just wonder now if there's even more of an incentive for users to come on and use these platforms. And maybe that's something we look at in my show tomorrow and see how the climate adjusts.
Yeah, so I think the one thing we've got to look at here is the centralized part of crypto just became a whole lot more centralized. And even though CZ is the ultimate fighter for decentralization, what he's done here is he's made a big step towards more centralization in the industry. And I don't know if this was a coordinated attack by CZ. If it is, stroke of genius, well done to the man. Or whether this was just luck. Seems to me like it wasn't luck. Seems to me like this was highly, highly, highly coordinated. And if it was highly coordinated, I mean, well done to him, because it was just a stroke of genius. I mean, what else can you say other than this was a stroke of genius? He
called it a master stroke on my Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, let's just play out the story. Let's just play out the story. Why did CZ come out? He didn't need to come out and make an announcement. In fact, now in hindsight, you say to yourself, it was a stupid move. If CZ really wanted to dump his stake in FTX, why come out to the market and say, hey, we're going to be dumping this token? Because that's going to bring the price of the token down. So you've got to now put the pieces of the puzzle together and say, you know what? It's a stroke of genius. He manipulated the market to start dumping it. And who knows if he even started dumping? We don't even know if
we actually saw one wallet, and I think it was only 15% of their entire position on that one wallet had actually left that wallet. So for all intents and purposes, he had dumped less than 20% for what we have access to.
So look here. I mean, let's just quickly go to the original tweet by CZ. I mean, he tweeted this on the 6th of November. What's the date today? It's the 8th. So this all played out in, you're talking about FTX, one of the darlings of crypto. Sam Bankman-Fried, the blue-eyed boy who could do nothing wrong in crypto, fell from grace in less than 48 hours. And how did it happen? Well, the balance sheet was leaked. The balance sheet was illiquid. CZ saw the time to strike. What CZ did then was he published that they were selling their stake in FTX, which was in hindsight, we now know exactly what happened here. Come on, Miles. Now, in hindsight, we know exactly.
I think it all started when his reputation started to take a hit off the back of that regulatory document. I think when you start to take a hit in terms of your reputation, and then there's a major event which causes liquidity to exit the platform, that just exaggerates the problem because you have more and more people turning against FTX. So I definitely think this has been lurking for a while. You guys saw my thread that I posted that covered this entire event. We went through the timeline there. It kind of just showed these little events that kept happening, the legal issues that were happening, and then the draft bill, and then BitBoy's response. All this led up to this moment, and then CZ finally used that as leverage to strike. So it's quite interesting how I said this earlier to one of our researchers, just how much power these people actually have on social media, because if something happens in terms of social sentiment, that can have a huge impact, not only on the market, but the future of a multi-billion-dollar company. So yeah, I think social media really did the early damage here.
Okay, so let's just look at what happened. So CZ tweeted, that was on November 6th. Here's the tweet. On November 6th, there was the tweet. And now we can see that this was very coordinated, because you wouldn't have tweeted if you actually had the intention to sell your stake. Then the bank run starts on FTX. The bank run is huge, unprecedented bank run on FTX. Alameda, the token level, that $22 level that Caroline tweeted, which in hindsight may have been one of the biggest strategic mistakes in history, gets killed. Some of the people saw my tweet there and people are laughing. I haven't tweeted it yet. Look, I was going to tweet it. I haven't tweeted it yet. That's the tweet. I haven't pressed the send button yet. I don't know. I mean, tell me whether you think I should tweet it. I don't know. Tell me why.
You kind of also called this as well. You kind of called this as well over the last 2 days. You've been spot on. I'll give you credit for that.
To my credit, I think, Miles, you know that on our research calls, I've been saying to you guys, we've got to stop backing SBF because he's gone too high, too fast, too soon, and he's not experienced enough to run at that league. And he will make a mistake, and the mistake will wipe him out. And what we're realizing now is that SBF was probably just as leveraged as Three Arrows Capital. SBF was very leveraged against his own FTT tokens. And when the squeeze came, he had to run somewhere. And the easiest place to run,
their tokens as collateral and then borrowing against them and then putting them up as collateral and borrowing against them, it was that loop, that famous loop that we saw Three Hours Capital come undone with Luna. Very similar to what happened with FTX. Just in this case, they actually had a big competitor in the form of CZ that was willing to come in and back them. 3 Hours Capital, I think it got too messy at the time, and there wasn't time to make a significant acquisition there. So it could have ended up the exact same if it weren't for CZ stepping in, and that would have.
I don't know if it's me or I think I've lost Miles. Miles, I think I've lost you.
Yeah, Miles is out.
Okay, all right, I'm here. All right, so this is all breaking news. We can just look at the prices again. Bitcoin up 20,200, very, very good. Binance coin up 367. Render. So let's look at Solana. I think Solana is the other one that we're worried about. $30, 37. Looks like there's calm on the markets on the day of the midterm elections. And, it's a pity because if it wasn't for this, we would have had a great day on the markets with the Dixie down. Look at the Dixie. Dixie is, let's quickly call up the Dixie over here. This is crazy. I mean, who would have thought 109.53? Who would have thought that sitting in the airport, someone says we should change our thumbnail, Fred, to say game over to game on. I don't know, or maybe put CZ and FTX in the thumbnail.
It's coming. It's going to be in 2 minutes. We've already been working on it.
That's amazing,
Cool.
man. That's amazing.
CZ
man.
also just retweeted SBF, SBFs as well. So yeah, they're fully on the same side now.
Look, the good news is that the drama's over. That's the good news here. The good news is the drama is over. We don't know, because when two of the biggest companies fight, but I think CZ orchestrated this because he waited for the pump, and he did this with the pump, and he saved it before the big dump. And I think that was a stroke of genius by CZ. Look, we'll talk about the downsides in a sec, but for now, CZ Giga Chad move, unbelievable. Saw that SBF was lobbying for all the wrong things, and basically said, "Look, we need to remove you," and eliminated him. Basically,
that's a good point, Ryan. Actually, how does this help or help kind of the movement against the bill that Sam was going to draft? Because now that they've kind of merged, maybe Sam has less leverage to push the bill that he was supporting. If that's still his agenda.
Hold on, I need to just change airport.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, because that could definitely be something that ends up helping. We know there's many competitors like BitBoy that are actually starting their own bills. Does this potentially help for a more fair ecosystem? Because some of the points in that original bill against DeFi were quite shocking to much of the industry.
Yeah. You know what else we learned today, Miles? That you've got to buy when there's blood on the streets. This morning there was blood on the streets. I wanted to buy, but I was at the airport and I missed the flight, so I didn't have time to buy. I wanted to buy back my Solana position, which I didn't get around to it. But it just shows that the old adage of when others are fearful, you've got to go in and you've got to attack. And here we are again, because the market has a way of actually rescuing itself and covering it. People are saying your Doquan tweet is insane. Oh, Doquan just tweeted. Hold on, let's quickly look at Doquan.
You serious?
I mean, I don't know. Let's look. I mean, look, this is live. This is as live and as uncoordinated as it gets. We're sitting here at the airport. This honestly, my stream was not actually about this.
My jaw is on the floor. I'm watching the stream, and that have played out in the last 10 minutes.
Look at that blow from Doquan. Look at that blow from Doquan. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And this is probably a dig, because Doquan is upset with SBF about what happened around Luna, because Luna, remember that SBF was rumored to be, Alameda was rumored to be behind Luna.
Look at them, they're friends again.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe what's going on here, guys. I'm so glad we're doing this together with the best community in the world. I mean, who would have thought we'd be unpacking this sitting at the airport in Lisbon? I mean, just look at this. We're sitting at the McDonald's in Lisbon, ready to board a flight. And probably the biggest story of the year is unfolded with us doing this. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean, I should have been on a flight. I guess there's a good reason for
we're so lucky. This ended up being a silver lining that you missed the flight. This is, I mean, you would have missed this potentially.
Giga Chad move by CZ Binance. Now, even Doquan has surfaced. Even Doquan, who's been in hibernation for a while, he's surfaced with a tweet. We've had tweets from CZ Binance. For those of you who haven't been with us, we can just go back and show you the tweet. There we go. We signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX. Fully acquire FTX. FTX is now part of Binance. They may keep it as FTX, or they may not.
What happens to FTT now? I guess that if they do keep it as FTX, which I imagine they will, then that becomes, one of the central tokens of that exchange. They have the 30% buyback function, fairly strong tokenomics. I mean, potentially that's decent.
I think what happens here is CZ wants BNB domination. You can see it with BUSD. So I think what there'll be some kind of swap from one to the other, and it will just be one big ecosystem token. People are asking me for my ranking in the competition. So my Solana position was liquidated. My other positions, thank God, are not liquidated. I've come down. I'm 149 for the 20% or 18.76% return. But I'll fight back and I'll get back. I mean, here I am. I'm transparent about every move, as you know. My Solana position got liquidated, which it shouldn't have happened, but I was asleep when it happened. And when this all happened, which was a problem.
BNB is about to flip Tether to become the third biggest crypto asset. I mean, technically, if you
this is all
exclude Tether,
unbelievable.
It's not,
Unbelievable how the stream is
could
unfolding.
BNB,
Wow.
could BNB flip Ethereum within the next year? That's a genuine question I have. BNB is at 60 bill. Ethereum currently sitting at 180, 170. I mean, I know it's a long shot, but could it potentially be something that happens now?
You know why? Because I think what's going to happen is that Ethereum would have to grow for BNB to get to those levels. The whole industry would have to grow. And, you know, if that happened, then I just can't see it happening. I just can't see it happening.
But in many ways, BNB becomes a safer bet than Bitcoin. Because you're betting on the growth of the industry as a whole. You're betting on the transactions of the industry as a whole.
It's a good bet. It's a good bet. Yeah. I don't know if I would buy it today because I feel uncomfortable buying this. But I definitely think that you got to have BNB in your portfolio because I think what CZ has shown us is that he's Giga Chad. Miles, this move, stroke of genius. There's simply nothing else that I can say other than that this was a stroke of genius.
I have a rule as well for the people that want to ape into BNB. I mean, my rule is only buy on red days. And that's why this morning I woke up, I was actually quite excited, to be honest. I was like, wow, I get to buy Solana at $27. So I wouldn't be buying into a massive pump, going too crazy with all of that. Wait for things to settle, see when the market settles. And then if you like the fundamentals based on obviously we'll get more clarity as well over FTX and Binance, how they'll look together.
You know what? Crypto is amazing because crypto brings you so many different opportunities. And what most people need to realize is that in crypto, it's the one industry where actually you shouldn't have FOMO. And the reason why you shouldn't have FOMO is because, you know, if you miss one opportunity, it's like a bus. It's like riding a bus, but you're riding a bus at the busiest station in the world. So it's like, okay, you missed the first bus. Don't worry. Just sit tight for 5 minutes and there will be another bus and there will be another bus and there will be another bus. It's not like equities where, you know, if you miss Tesla, you're probably not going to get another Tesla. But I mean, just today, there were opportunities to make 20, 30% in crypto. And there wasn't one, there were 5. And, you know, yesterday there was the same. And the day before there was the same. So it's this industry. It's this industry. We're just lucky to be in an industry which provides us so many opportunities, unparalleled to any other industry in the world. And so the advice for people in the stream watching this is say, look, if you have missed the pump, don't FOMO in because it just means that tomorrow there's going to be another pump. That's all it means. It just means that there's going to be another pump. And speaking of pumps, I'm actually thinking to myself, maybe to increase both of these positions. So I've got a GMX and an Algorand position open. I'm going to have to top up my account, but if I want to get back in the trading competition, I guess this is my best case here. I'm coming 140th now with 21%. I've got a long way to go. I was in the top 20, but I mean, I think I can pull back. I can pull back, and I will pull back.
What's your percentage now? The total P&L?
You know, I'll show it to you because is my screen being shared? Yeah, I'll show it to you. I mean, this is where I am. I'm at 21%. I'm in 140th. I was in the top 10. You know,
I'm at 8%. I opened a couple trades. I'm at 8, so I'm quite far behind. I don't know if I can catch up.
Hold on. Now there's Andre. Whoa. Everyone's coming out here now. Andre Cronier apparently also just tweeted. This is like brought everybody out of hibernation. I mean, you got Dope One. I mean, all we need now is Alex.
It feels like January. It feels like January again. All of the gangs getting back in town. The boy band's back.
What is Andre Cronier's actual handle? Because I don't want to be quoting the wrong Andre.
He hasn't tweeted according to me. He hasn't tweeted according to my Maybe he replied though. Maybe he replied to something. Yeah, he did. He replied to Dope One. He said, "Do you feel in charge?" And he posted that meme. Hold on.
His reply. What is Andre Cronier's actual handle?
I am definitely Andre.ftm.
I am definitely.
It's a great username.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Okay. I'm definitely Andre. I mean, I can't even spell that. Okay, here we go. So we got Andre Cronier. I mean, you know, all we need now is Mashinsky to come out, and I mean, then it's like and Suzu and Carl.
Suzu and Carl, yeah.
Suzu and Carl Davies.
We need them as well.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Even Andre Cronier. I mean, even Andre Cronier's come out for this one. I mean, this is crazy. Guys, listen, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the best community in the world. Subscribe to our channel. Be with us. We bring you crypto love and crypto wisdom every single day. Hit the like button. Let everybody know that we're here. How's this level of commitment? We missed our flight. We're here sitting at the restaurant in Lisbon, bringing you breaking news, I guess. I mean, this is crazy. Wow. See you guys all in the comments. This is unbelievable. Arena, welcome back. I see you back here. I mean, someone says John McAfee. Maybe McAfee's going to be back. This is crazy. Binance bails out FTX. Can you believe? Only in crypto can you get something like this. Binance bails out FTX after doing an attack. This is a Wall Street type attack, which just happened in crypto. This is how Wall Street operates. This is how Wall Street operates. This is a Wall Street move, which just happened in the crypto markets. It's when one person realizes that the competitor has a weakness and exploits that weakness. And CZ did that like a Giga Chad without, I mean, stroke of genius. Now, look, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the downside of all of this. And the downside of all of this is that, unfortunately, I'm going to think about this twice, but it does make the centralized part of crypto more centralized. But at least then we have CZ lobbying for decentralization and not SBF, because SBF was on the wrong track, completely on the wrong track. And so that's the one downside is that we're becoming a bit more centralized where there is centralization. The second thing here is that this is probably good for decentralized exchanges, because if you don't like centralization, then now is the best point for you to tap out and to say, I'm not going to support the centralized world anymore. I'm going decentralized. I'm going GMX. I'm going Uniswap. My perpetual trading is going to be GMX. My Uniswap, I'm going to go to Uniswap. I'm going to go to all the decentralized exchanges.
You got GNS, DYDX, MVX.
Exactly.
Like there's a few of these coins that can really benefit.
It's moving. It's going to make the industry polarized, centralized, decentralized. That's it. Those are going to be the options now. It's going to be CZ or something that CZ owns. Because you think about this hypothetically or theoretically, but theoretically CZ also owns Voyager now. Think about it. Because FTX have probably signed some kind of commitment to buy Voyager or to bail out Voyager. And so they have an obligation, and that obligation is probably going to Binance now. What a Giga Chad move. What else can you say? What else can you say? Giga Chad move. Giga Chad move.
It's insane. What a day. I did not expect this. And we started the stream without expecting this. Literally halfway through, we were just rolling with the stream, and then suddenly bang, out of nowhere.
The stream was something completely different. The stream was to report on FTX liquidations. Yeah. And it turned out to be the biggest drama that we've had in crypto this year, maybe even ever, happening right now in front of our eyes. Look at Bitcoin, back up at 20,580. Wow. What are we witnessing here? Look at Binance, 386. Solana, back at 30. I mean, what are we witnessing here? I can't believe what's going on. I cannot believe this moment that we're sharing with our community. From someone says it right here, from absolute depression to complete FOMO in 30 minutes. You know, you got to say that in life, there is a reason for everything. And earlier on today, I missed my flight, and I was super bummed about missing my flight. I missed the flight from Lisbon to London. It was crazy. I had to fetch my luggage. I had to go back through immigration. You got to say to yourself, you know, in life, there's a reason for everything. And this is the reason, obviously, to share this amazing breaking news.
You know what's funny? We went up to one of the lounges and they wouldn't accept my card. So we said, let's not pay €100. Let's just go down to the restaurant and find a place to sit and do some work instead. And I would have never joined the stream and hung out with you if we didn't get kicked back from the lounge. So it's funny how everything just came together as well. And we all got to witness it all together as a community. And everyone's saying it's a great show. I appreciate all your support. On the show, smash the like button if you enjoyed, and hit the subscribe button as well. I mean, look, 70. I think we had 8,000 live viewers at the peak here. So It's awesome.
Incredible.
We're joining.
Let's just look at tokens. I think we should look at tokens. Nasdaq is cooking up 2%, which is very, very good in the midterm elections.
The DXY broke down today, I believe.
Here we go.
Started to show some weakness.
So here's the Nasdaq up 206 points on the December futures. You have the DXY right now breaking down as we speak. Look at that, 109.47. And the best thing here is, look at this. We're printing that lower low. Look at the Dixie. Look at it. Look at the clue here. There's a chart formation. You've broken through the parabola. That's the yellow line over here. That parabola is now history. It's gone. It's non-existent. Then you got the trend line, broken through the trend line. Now you've got a lower high over here.
We're right on a key horizontal at 109.4, like literally right at a key horizontal. If we break this, I mean, we could go down to 104.
If we're closed here, we've printed the first lower low, or the second lower low. That would be one lower low. There's your second lower low. There's your third lower low. I mean, this is a huge day. This is a huge day. What's happened today in crypto is huge. The implications.
And you know what else we said? Yeah, a couple of days ago we said, I don't think that we can possibly get a bull run or another rally until this FTX drama had been resolved. So that was kind of the one thing stopping crypto from having that next leg up. Now, potentially, we enter a situation where that problem is resolved and we can potentially push higher. So I think that's a big thing as well.
Yeah. Listen, if somebody can get a message to BitBoy to join the stream, get BitBoy to join the stream. Fred, if you can. I don't know if you guys are in touch. I mean, you got to take your hat off to BitBoy here. Love him or hate him, watch your show or don't watch your show. But you know, he was the guy that called all of this. He was the guy that first exposed all of this. Unbelievable! I can't believe that in 48 hours, in a week, SBF went from being the darling boy of crypto, the boy that no one could touch, to being either out of crypto, certainly not. Doesn't own FTX anymore, maybe still owns Alameda. He actually may still own Alameda because maybe we don't know the details of the deal. We don't know the details of the deal, but that, I mean, he could still own Alameda. I see someone's just come on. Oh no. Okay. Okay, someone says there's a bull flag on the DXY. Let's look at the DXY. Yes, is there a bull flag printing? Yeah, there is a bull flag printing. Indeed, there is a bull flag printing on the DXY. Ooh, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin now looking very sexy. 20,629. Look at that. Wow, look at that. 20,656.
I wanted to point out one of the other major movers today. Even before this whole acquisition took place, Chainlink was actually, I think, up 7% this morning. That's because we got staking coming soon. We also have the addresses hitting their all-time highs, the new addresses, and they just also announced the Seedify incubator partnership for GameFi and NFTs on Chainlink. So that was very good as well. So Chainlink definitely one to watch going into the rest of Q4.
Yeah, someone said check render. I mean, I have been watching render, but just in case I've missed something. Remember, that was one of the tokens that we know that no, nothing's happening on render. We've been keeping an eye on render. I certainly have been keeping an eye on render here. All right, if there's anything else, yeah, someone says Il Capo's crying. Look, I've said for a while that Il Capo's, I mean, I think, to be honest, he hasn't had one good call.
He keeps moving his line. He keeps so he'll draw the line and then he'll move it and move it and move it. And if you actually plot them against each other, they've all moved by a month because he's been showing the same setup for the last 4 months. So it's like you can keep calling the same things for 7 months in a row. Eventually, you're going to get it right. Like if I said the market's dropping for 10 months, 1 month it is going to drop. So it doesn't take a genius, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow him. I'm blocked, and I mean, to be honest, don't have any time for that guy. I think he's wrecking a whole lot of.
I'll keep you updated, bro. I'll keep you updated on his calls. I'm not blocked yet.
Unbelievable what's going on here. I mean, I just can't believe what the stream turned out to be. No way. Someone said Suzu tweeted. Please tell me that's not true. No, come on. Hold on. Please tell me that's not true. We've had Andre Cronje come out. We've had Do Kwon come out.
It's true.
No ways. I mean, can you believe
he said good morning. He said GM in response to Kobe and Trabuco. GM, that's all. That's his first tweet in how many months? 4 months.
Well, no, wait, hold on. I don't see it.
No, go into his replies. It's true. I can't show my screen, but it's true.
Oh, my goodness. I mean,
we literally, where's Mashinsky?
I can't believe what's going on here. You've had today.
God.
You've had Do Kwon come out of hibernation. Andre Cronje come out of hibernation. I mean, somebody watch Alex Mashinsky's account because I mean he's next. Suzu's tweeted, Do Kwon tweeted, Andre Cronje tweeted, all because of this Giga Chad move.
It's attracting the attention of everyone. Like all these guys, even the ones running from the authorities, they're tweeting. Like,
Unbelievable.
And that's his first tweet in 4 months, Carl. I mean, Juice's Carl tweeting as well. That'd be crazy. Let me check.
Okay, look at BNB right now. BNB, unbelievable. BNB is at $300 and almost $400. My God, am I happy to have my BNB position at the moment. I mean,
do you take profits on BNB if you have it? You just hold it.
Let me show you why. Let me show you the main reason why I'll never take profits on BNB. It's this chart over here. It's this chart over here. You need to look at one chart. And I'm not telling you guys to buy BNB now because now I think it's run. But if you take the BNB versus BTC chart, okay? So I'm not looking at BNB versus the dollar because we know that's had incredible movements. But if I take the BNB versus BTC chart. Now, Miles, watch this because this will blow this will absolutely blow your mind. Okay, so I'm going to take the chart from this point over here, and I'm going to move it up to here. And if you look at the performance of BNB relative to BTC, you would have 26,919 more, 26,000% return above the Bitcoin return. You take any time period you like. Take any time period you like. And BNB has performed better than BTC like crazy. I mean, even let's just take this year, okay? And that's why you never take profits. You never, ever take profits on BNB. Let me just show you this. So let's go to here and just take this and just go to here. And even this year, BNB's outperformed Bitcoin by 86%. Just this year. And 26,000% if you look at it across all time. That's not something you sell. That's something you keep buying because there's no weakness in that.
I actually did a deep dive on this, I think in August, 2 months ago, and I pointed that out. It was the relative strength to the rest of the market was one of the reasons why I was backing BNB. And I mean, just today it proved itself true once again. So very happy about that. Very happy.
Unbelievable. Listen, guys, my head is spinning. I'm just checking our research group to see if there's
Sheldino. I don't know if he's joining, but yeah, I could say he's not on, but he's chilling. I don't know if he's gonna come on.
Sheldino!
Yeah. What the fuck just happened, bro?
Wow.
No, not cool.
Wow.
What's happening, kids? Are we in the airport? What's
We're in the airport. We're next to McDonald's.
What is going on?
Oh. This is insane.
Bro.
Insane. Insane what's going on here.
What's up? Oh, I see everyone's
for those of you who just joined us, welcome to the Banter fam. We've been covering the story of this Giga Chad move by CZ to acquire FTX. He did it by identifying holes in the Alameda research balance sheet, telling the market that he was going to sell his FTT position, waiting for FTT to get down to a level that was below Alameda's liquidations and forcing them to sell. And who's the only natural buyer? Well, someone who used to own the exchange or a percentage of the exchange before. And both of them have now come out and confirmed that CZ and Binance have bought 100% of the FTX exchange. A lot of questions now around what's going to be the future of SBF. Is he going to stay in crypto? Is he going to hold Alameda Research? Is there anything here in Alameda Research? I mean, who knows? You know,
bro, is the bull market back? That's all I want to know. Like, do we go to the moon from here, or? I
think this has definitely done a huge bull market. I want to show you something else, which, you know, you guys can laugh at me, but wait, hold on. I just want to do something here before. Let me just do something. I need to do something just to say something here quickly. 1 second. I just have to find it because it's not.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
And the reason why I say that is because, you know, you all laughed at me when I was following Maren Altman. And, you know, I mean, I just want to show you what she tweeted about this week. But she tweeted it ages ago, just so you know. I mean, she said something was going to happen. Lunar eclipse is going to happen. Shit's happening.
It's crazy,
she tweeted this ages ago. Like, I'm not one for star signs and astrology and stuff.
But apparently the last lunar eclipse was the lunar crash. So it was looking really worrying this morning.
It was in May.
No, she said at the start of November that this was going to be a bearish month, negativity for markets. So maybe, I mean, she was right up until now. You still don't know.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, what the market's telling you here is that holding FTT is not the right move, and holding Binance is probably the right move. Because look, you're getting the FTT level coming down again. Binance BNB token. Look at that, unbelievable. Bitcoin still above 20,000. Okay, just under 20,500, 20,467. What a stream! What a day! Absolutely unbelievable. Glad to be able to share this with the community. Let's do some Q&A while we're waiting before we end the stream. FTT, what will happen to the FTT token? We don't know yet. We don't know yet, guys. We don't know yet. Crazy stuff.
It also depends if they want how they keep the exchanges, whether they keep them operating as is or whether they do like a.
You wouldn't shut it down. You would never shut it down because remember they got different licenses and different.
It's also a good product. It's a really good product as well.
It's not as good as BYBIT. I mean, I use BYBIT only. As you know, it's not as good as
not
BYBIT.
Not for retail, but for institutions. It's good for institutions, not so much for retail.
You know, I wonder whether part of the deal is that FTX needs to leave, that Sam has to leave, or Sam stays. Like, I wonder. That's something we need to think about. Like, you know, is Sam Bankman-Fried going to stay at FTX, or is he gone?
I'd speculate so. I'd say he would. That's just my guess, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt he'd give away his baby, just because. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to imagine leaving.
Look. You know, because we've had multiple discussions, I've always said it's time to stop backing SBF. He grew too fast, too high, too fast, too soon. And I mean, I kind of say, I want to say that I called this, but I didn't call it exactly as it happened. There were points here where I did call it. I did say this morning that I think that this is where SBF loses Alameda, FTX. It happened quicker than I thought. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I mean, I thought that something would happen. I just didn't think that this would happen. But there we go.
It feels like they played us, bro.
Yeah.
They had us thinking. How much did they pay? How much would it be worth?
Probably nothing. Probably just to honor all the deposits. That's it.
Oh, really?
Probably they got to a point where they couldn't honor all their deposits and withdrawals. And now probably they just said, okay, well, you know what? As long as you can pay all the withdrawals and all the deposits, because they were leveraged. This whole thing is leverage. This is Sam Mashinsky. This is Sam Zhu. This is Sam Davis. This is leverage. This is Sam Davis, Sam Zhu. This is what this is. They played with too much leverage. Leveraged his FTT token in Alameda. Got to a point where he couldn't do it. He unleveraged. The mistake was when Caroline came out and she said, guys, Caroline came out and people said Ran has balls. He said financial advice, and I think I was right. You should have taken your money out of FTT. I think that we've seen a lot. I think we've seen the last of Sam Bankman-Fried in this position. I think it's a huge fall from grace, and it's a reminder to all of us that no matter how big you are, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. The bigger you are, the more people that are looking to take you down. The bigger you are, the more humble you need to be. And I think what we've seen is that the minute you lose your humility, think Do Kwon, think Suzu. The minute that you get overconfident, you take too much leverage because you start to believe the feedback loop in your head. You start to believe that you're this genius. That's when the market will show you your weaknesses. And
everyone's asking about Sol. Sorry to interrupt you. Everyone's asking about Sol in the comments. Yeah. I don't think it affects it negatively at all. In fact, I mean, we were just at the conference. We saw the builders are building. It was fairly busy. In fact, the attendance was higher than last year. maybe lacked an announcement or two that we'd like. We got the Google Cloud announcement, obviously, but I don't think this changes anything for Sol. It's just
no. I think it's good for Sol. I think if anything, there were 10 billion, $1 billion, which is 10% of the Sol circulating supply, was with Alameda, and now that's not with Alameda anymore. And I think if anything, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If anything, that's a good thing. I don't know,
guys. Like the charts still look like it was a read. Like I hope we continue this rally because it just looks like a lot just retested. I see the stock market's breaking out though. That is looking good, and the Dixie's looking terrible.
Sheldon, look at this. Let me teach you a little bit about charts.
Show me, bro. Show me.
You might as well, if you're going to join the stream, you might as well learn something. So I want to show you an analysis here. This is the Dixie. What you'll notice on the Dixie is that we have a lower high, and now we've printed another lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low. We haven't closed here, but I think we will close here.
That is looking, yes.
And broken through the parabola, broken through the short-term trend over here, and of course the long-term trend that we've been in the whole year. And that basically has led to the markets being bullish again, because if you look at the NASDAQ, so if we quickly just go to the US Tech 100, which is the NASDAQ futures, which I play. I don't know if I trust it yet. I'm just going to like the more hot alts. I think Chainlink. I think you got to have these tokens, but I'm getting out of a lot of tokens into the ones that are rocketing at the moment, because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I trust it yet. Like Solana. Look,
I'll show you. Like this is the drawing I did just now. This is the drawing I did just now. Like right before, when everything was looking like the whole world was going to end. Like this was the drawing, and it's the exact same with the Bitcoin chart too. There's my trend line.
What are you saying?
There. Look at this. There's my drawings earlier. No, I just hope it continues, bro. Like I hope it but for me, like there's the bounce. This is literally my charts right before. Just us. I'm just hoping that Bitcoin like 21K. Like we got to. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if I trust.
Hope.
I don't know.
Let's hope.
I hope.
All right, listen, guys. I don't want to miss another flight, so let's cut the stream here. Love you guys madly. Banter fam, love you guys madly. It's crazy. Sheldino, love you madly, brother.
That's my brother.
I know things are going very well at school. I'll see you when I'm back. Miles, thank you, brother. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. It was a very fun stream.
Right here, sitting opposite me at the airport.
It's funny. Funny place to do streams. I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Great. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And listen, Banter fam, I came on to bring you a live stream just to report on the FTX thing, and this story broke in front of our eyes. Glad we could all share it together. I've got to now make sure that I catch the flight, because I missed the flight. So I'm going to try and catch this flight. See you guys again tomorrow. And if I don't see you guys again tomorrow, I'll see you guys the following day. Until then, have fun, my friends, and trade well. Let's see if we can end the stream. I see that my whole Banter team is not ending streams today. No one's here ending streams.
What a great stream.
I've never had anything like that happen to me.